Legacy, prosperity, and our lives are completely dependent on cycles. And these cycles, what we mean is these cycles of consciousness and archetypes. There are patterns that keep on happening in our lives, and that is the reason to create a proper legacy and prosperity. We need to balance the system of wealth with a system of spiritual wisdom. Everything moves in cycles, whether it's the Milky Way, our solar system, or the sun, the moon, and even the trajectories of these heavenly bodies. Everything is a cycle. There are cycles within cycles, and they affect our consciousness. Here is a big cycle of 18 years called the Saros cycle. We'll talk about this later. But they are very important for predicting eclipses and events. If you have read the typical cycle behind the empire's rise and fall, you'll see there are typical stages where the empire or civilizations expand and they contract. Everything is based on cycles, and these events keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. Within a cycle, there are other cycles, and then within those cycles, there are other cycles. All these cycles basically happen based on astronomical cycles. Well, most people don't want to believe it, and we'll explain why these are important. But let's look at business. We are, as you realize, we have a life cycle, and we have a business life cycle. If you take a look at this curve, for example, it shows exactly when one enters the workforce, and then how we get married, then pay for college tuition of our children, then buy better vehicles and all that stuff. So this is a spending wave, and businesses map their products based on this life cycle, and that's why business is very predictable. So take a look at the lives of a family. So the son simply follows the same cycle as the father. The grandson or granddaughter also follows the same cycle, and the same cycle continues. Once we look at bigger macroeconomic cycles, you'll see we have other cycles as well. Some of them create generations, some of them create changes in finance, and some create innovation cycles. And we are headed for one big cycle starting in mid 2025, and this is the innovation cycle. It is going to completely transform the way businesses work. Again, talking about cycles, the same cycles also apply to our human body, and they also apply to our psyche. For example, the hero's journey is the journey that is completely followed by Hollywood and music buffs. Or even, to be honest with you, all filmmakers follow this exact hero's journey, which is an archetype. In finance, for example, in crypto, you can see crypto goes up during new moon, the dark colored circle, and kind of falls during full moon. That is because our consciousness goes up during new moon, and during full moon it goes down. Similarly, if you map these astronomical cycles, say on different stocks, like here it is the S&P 500, you will see the exact thing play. This is the reason we need to study cycles within cycles, and that is very important for prosperity and legacy. Let's give you a final explanation. This is the Saros cycle, a very pertinent cycle that creates events, and very important events during these 18-year cycles. Let's take a look. This is the Benner cycle. You can clearly see, if you stop the video and kind of see the dates and the intervals, you'll see at specific 18-year, 20-year, and 16-year cycles, there are certain events which keep on repeating. Now, if you add these repeating 18, 20, and 16, it creates 54-year cycles. Divide 54 by 3, it gives you 18. This is how our consciousness works based on the movement of these cycles. If you see, the sun-moon system are nothing but an electrical system. If the moon can create tides, imagine what this system can create within our entire spine. Our whole body is made up of water. Imagine movement of this electrical and magnetic system within our spine that changes the entire consciousness. It changes the way the chemistry of our body is determined through the secretion of hormones and organs. Long story short, there are cycles after cycles after cycles. We know what happens in a year, which is a solar cycle. The moment we map our system of wealth with the system of spiritual wisdom, we can achieve prosperity. And that's exactly what Project Eternity wants to do, to help you understand how you can keep prosperity in the family and create a fascinating legacy. Thank you.